Good morning,
I'm Greg. I'm
Greg.
Greg.
Good morning,
Good morning. Good
honey.
morning. Good morning. You saw that pause right there. She goes, "Good morning." Mwah. She
It's
looks at me. She
been
goes, "Good
so
morning."
long.
I know it's been so long. I haven't been here.
I
How are you?
miss
How are you,
you.
everybody? I miss you too. I
I
miss you
put an
guys.
I put an announcement out today that you were back, and everybody responded. They never respond to me. They're so glad you're back. All
Yeah.
they asked me for the last 2 weeks was, "How's Greg? How's Greg? How's
Yeah.
Greg?"
No, I had a um, little problem. I had a problem with my ticker, my lungs, and now I'm doing so much better. I want to thank everybody for. I got to tell you, I'm a cookie monster kind of guy. I love my chocolate chip cookies, and I got so many chocolate chip cookies in every shape, form, and so I want to say, everybody, thank you so much for all your gifts and for your love and your texts and your emails. And I was busy. I spent more time trying to answer everything back than you know.
Yeah, I know.
So I want to say thank you to everybody, really, and I'm back. It's a little kind of a slow process, but I'm back, and I'm really happy to be back.
We are happy to have
You don't
you.
miss
Good
me
to
at
have
all.
you.
I did miss you. Please.
Yeah, okay.
My phone crapped out. I lost Facebook all because you weren't around.
I know it's Facebook. I love that. That's my fault.
And
That's
I
my
had
fault. You like that, right?
nobody to help me. So
That was-
anyway,
I like that. That was
great
my
to have
fault.
you back. You didn't recognize I have a new do.
Yeah, I noticed. It's a mess. Hold on. Let me fix this. Hold on. Yeah.
I got a new do just for
Yeah,
you.
I know. And
You
it looks
like
nice.
it?
It looks wonderful, darling. Look, darling.
Yeah. So
Look at
today
that.
we have some terrific people on. Mr. Ed Speck.
That's right.
Thank you,
How are you?
Valentina.
How are you?
Always loving him from Next Home All Island Real Estate.
Thank you. Great being back again.
Of course, we love your new do too. It's very
Yeah, he's got a new dude. Look at that.
Yeah,
it's
called,
a flip.
It's called No Time for a Haircut.
But I gotta tell you, it's not really. It's getting full. I'm telling you, it's
It
looking
is,
kind of
it is.
Guido.
Well, I'll take that's a great
Yeah,
compliment.
yeah, take
It
it. Yeah,
is.
yeah, really.
From me, that's a
Anything from
compliment.
her, no, just take it.
Yes, and we have Eddie Sessa, who is here to announce his new show.
I think
Oh, wait.
everybody's got different dues now. You know? But it's nice to be back too.
And look at this beautiful lady. Her name is Anita Starlight. To me, the name sounds like you're supposed to be singing and skating and doing whirlies, and then you
She
come in
does
this
it all.
nurse's outfit.
Wonderful. I do that, and thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
And you're from Massapequa.
Yes,
And we have Franklin Square in the house, and we have
That's
Garden
right.
City, and then we have us.
we're
Which
all over Long Island.
this is our home, West Hempstead.
That's it.
So thank you guys for coming. I mean, you know, we're so happy to have something new. I was at Casariano last night, which is part of
Shocking.
our sponsor.
I know, right? Right?
My
Isn't
new
that shocking?
First
Gee, I
time,
wonder
right?
who was there.
Yeah, I love that.
Eddie says it was singing. Beautiful
He doesn't
tunes.
sing. He doesn't sing. Does he
He
sing?
was. And everybody was coming over and saying, "What's happening tomorrow? What's happening tomorrow?" I'm like, "You'll have to watch." And
Wait and
so we're
see.
so happy to have.
You
What
guys
is this
enjoyed?
called?
Everybody
Eddie says,
enjoyed?
"Oh yeah." Please, even Stephanie. Stephanie and her boyfriend were there. The one.
Oh, really?
You know, Stephanie, the one that comes in the morning and has, you know, what in her coffee.
Oh,
You
okay.
know
I
who
got
she
you. I
is.
got you. I
Yeah.
got you. That's what you
Well,
Yes,
Ray
what?
had a
The
The one that
blast.
wants something in their coffee, yeah.
She always has to have
Yeah,
coffee.
she has a lot of something in her coffee.
Special, and she had a blast.
She is
made
special.
reservations last night for the bar
Did she?
to sit at the bar next time he's there.
Wow.
Casariano is a great restaurant,
Oh.
good food. We had a great time. Even Susan was there.
Really?
Yes, Susan, our little front
Ah,
right,
she's a
left,
doll.
and center.
She's a doll.
So, and we met the lovely Eve, Eddie's wife, who's in our audience today. Thank you, Eve. And we had a lot of laughs with Eve. So what are you doing in this outfit?
Would you like to know?
Yes, I like the
Inquiring
color.
minds want to know.
Well, hello, everybody. I am the music doctor. Yes, and I heal all the broken hearts and souls. You know, with the music. Yeah, yeah. Hence, the name of my new show is Music and Laughter Therapy. Yeah, because right now, you know, music heals the heart and soul. Laughter is the best medicine. And in these post-pandemic times, everybody is going to need some therapy, no? Yeah.
This is true. I have been taking therapy already. So.
She need, we all know what kind of therapy she needs.
So hopefully, myself, my nurse Starlight here, and a cast of characters will be bringing this show to you, to one of your cities close to you. and hopefully you can join us for these shows. And just remember, most importantly, to always take your daily dose of music and laughter therapy so you will feel your best every day. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Wow, I like that.
The doctor
That's my
knows
alter
that.
ego.
You know, I got to
My
tell you, it was
alter
really
ego.
funny. It was really funny. As soon as I walked in, of course, I'm not wearing on the show. I'm supposed to use this oxygen thing, whatever it is. So all of a sudden, as soon as I walk into the show, I see Eddie, I see Anita, and I'm sitting here going, this must be like a joke or something. Coming on the show. I'm like Mr. Half Crippled, one foot in the grave and the other foot on a banana peel. But, yeah, that was
He's
just
got
funny.
the oxygen
Yeah,
thing, and I'm
telling
saying,
you.
oh, is that a prop? Is
Yeah,
that,
she
you
thought it was
using
a
that as
prop or something. I'm like, no, I
He said,
really got to
that's
use it.
for
And you
real.
thought we were trying
Yeah,
to
and I thought
goof
you
on
guys
you.
were trying to, I thought you guys, trying to joke,
The real thing, guys. This is the real thing.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
So this means you're probably going to have a show here.
I'd love to do a
I
show
think
here.
so.
I
He's
was
got the
inspired-
stage, he's got the lights.
I was inspired to do this, to write this show during the pandemic lockdown period. When everybody was at home, and all the feedback that I got told me one thing: that there was so many people that were depressed.
Right.
Yeah.
And they just, Eddie, please don't stop doing these shows. We need this, and everybody was in a major funk. And now, it's even worse. But I was doing a weekly Facebook Live show for that. I did it for about 2 months, before they opened the restaurants up again, And, now more than ever, depression and suicide rates are sky high.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
very true.
Yeah.
And because of that, I started checking into, I wanted to do something good for not only for the people, but for the suicide
Prevention.
the people who are dealing with suicide, people who are dealing with suicide prevention. So a portion of all the proceeds to these shows is going to go to the American Foundation of
Oh, that's
Suicide
great.
Prevention.
Wow,
That's
that's
great.
terrific.
That's great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And their mission is to save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide. So if you can get out to the shows once it comes out, it's probably going to be by the time all these theaters opening up and such, it'll be a few months maybe. But you'll have a great time, and you'll also be doing something good, for people. And
It's great.
That's what it's
It's
all
great.
That we're looking forward to it.
I got to tell you, with this pandemic thing, it really is. It's driving me crazy. I don't know how people feel about getting the vaccine and all that stuff. I have the antibodies and all that stuff. I thought I had it when I was there because I had a problem with my breathing. But I got to tell you, when you go to the hospital, it's crazier now than it was before. I mean, I was talking to all the doctors, and they said, and I did ask him. I said, "Is it how is it like from comparison in March?" And he goes, "Well, everything before was just strictly COVID, but now if somebody has a heart problem or somebody has a whatever, now people are coming in with pains and COVID, so the hospitals are a lot more busy and stuff." So I got to tell you, I don't wish this. I mean, even any kind of medical issue on anybody. Well, a couple of people I could wish. I'll be honest with you, just a couple of people, But I don't wish it on anybody when I see.
Tell us what you really think.
Yeah, right. How I really feel. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing that bothers me the most is the communication that you can't have with the doctor. 'Cause
Yeah.
I know a few of my friends are dealing with that now, and they need communication to the family because you can't get in.
Right.
Even when you send your mother in
Yeah.
to the doctor visit, you can't go in. So it's the communication that is
Yeah.
lacking.
Yeah. They don't. Yeah.
Because
If
of
you
the
don't have a phone,
COVID.
and you can't talk. I mean, pretty much, it's not a good thing.
But
And this
uh,
is going on over a year now.
Yeah. Oh, well, today we have to mention today's Happy President's Day
yes,
and Happy Singles Awareness Day.
Singles
So
Awareness
if,
Day.
if you're, awareness, yeah. Aware if you just be aware that you're single.
And single comes in all ages,
that's it.
guys.
That's
I
right.
think they know. I think they know.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they call
realize
they call
they're single.
singles,
There's some couples that think they're singles. They're the ones that
That's
have
it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, but there's other names. There's single, there's spinster, there's bachelor.
How do you know all
there's-
that stuff?
Well, because I'm single. I'm single now. I'm available.
Here we go.
We had
Here's
a
another
sh-
show again.
We did have quite a Valentine's show. I'm sure you saw
Yeah,
it.
yes.
And it was funny because we had asked a male, but he chickened out in the end. But
You
we
had
did have
what?
a
Asked?
male. We asked a male to
Oh,
come
you.
on.
Oh, I thought you
Ask.
said an ass
ASK.
mail.
well,
Yes.
we could do that too.
Wow, ass mail.
I thought you had an ass mail. What is that?
I don't even know how to have a
Ask-
show like that.
Ask
How would you have a show like
male.
that?
We asked
Okay.
a male. But anyway, we did have a male business person.
Right.
And we had some very hot women on the show. And they were quite funny.
Oh.
And it was a great show, and we had a good time. But the one woman was trying to do what you do with all
Right.
the phones.
Right.
And she gave you a compliment. She said,
Did she
I don't
really?
know how Greg does this. She couldn't keep up with the people
Yeah.
because he listens to everything that they're talking to him on, and he gets it all. So anyway, today is those 2 days, and we're
Well,
happy
that's
that
very
you're back.
special. A man that can multitask.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Well, this
All
man.
right. You know what?
that's very special.
Wow. I'm not even going to answer that one. I can't even answer that one.
God knows what you could do.
Oh, my God.
God knows what you could do all
Yeah,
at once.
if
I
he
have
really put
no
his mind
clue,
to
Greg.
it.
Right, I'm
Holy
telling you.
cow.
Let me give a quick shout out to Stacy. Good morning, Jenny A, Jenny C, Teresa. We have Pat, we have Lannon, we have Diane, and Susan's also here. How are you, Susan? Thank you so much, and I'm glad you're feeling better. Kathy, I'm sorry to get a chance to answer your phone. I know you tried to call me a couple of times. John Gregory, my son, he's wide awake because I had to pester him to find my laptop. I didn't, my little iPad. I didn't know where it was, so he did this. And you know what? That's really slick. My son has, I don't know how to do all this stuff, but a locating thing. I don't know that you could lose your phone.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know any of that stuff. All of a sudden, I'm looking for it this morning. I'm like running around. I hop out of the shower. I'm going to tell him, like, John Gregory, find my, whatever. He goes, all right, Dad, no problem. But he didn't leave the bed. And all of a sudden, he goes, Dad, it's on the side of the room in my daughter's or whatever it is. And I was like, how? Of course, he has the locator track thing.
Find my phone.
So I'm like, so he
Find my
so he knows
phone.
where I am at all times. I like that. That's smart there, John Gregory. All right. Charles, I got to give Charles a big shout out. He's in the hospital right now. I need all the prayers. He's the karaoke guy. Charles, I love you. I've been talking to him every day. Leslie's been doing a great job helping out. If you guys need anything, we're definitely here for you. Cousin Richard, how are you? Yeah,
Oh, my
I know.
cousin
See, yeah, I know.
Richard.
So he turns out he's already telling me I'm breathing hard. I know. I'm going to be breathing hard for a little while, so I apologize.
That's
And
okay.
Karen, how are you? Bob, how you doing? We have Denise Johansson, how you doing? And Debbie, another Denise. We have another Jennifer, your daughter's
My
watching.
daughter's
Your
watching.
daughter's watching. Yeah, your daughter's watching.
Hello, Bella Dina.
And Bob, how are you, Bob? Bob, you didn't sing me a song. He's here. He's going to sing me a song, but you didn't sing me a song. All right. Good morning, Phil. How you doing? And John and Sydney, how are you? And that's it for right now. Maria, how you doing? I know if I forget Maria, she's going to kill me. And then we have Sadoshi Lou. Eddie, I love the Indian accent.
Hey.
All right.
Ah.
All right, he loves that. Okay?
That isn't an Indian accent.
I don't know what kind of accent it was. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I come from
but it's
this
something.
tiny little island. It's so small, they didn't even give it a name. But
That's it. And Rosemary, how are you, hon? I'm sorry I haven't been on the show. Say hello to John. And I know I'm missing a few people here because I'm trying to go through the phone. Jerry, Elaine, Chrissy. Oh, Jerry Ferretti, how you doing? Let's see. I think I pretty much got almost everybody. If I missed anybody, I'll get back to you. Johnny
there's,
Mac.
There's a message
Johnny
here.
Mac.
Smooches. They want to smooch you.
Yeah,
They
wanna
want to smooch you. See that? There's a message here. They're saying smooches.
Elaine Watts, Frankie Sands, Beatrice. Good morning, young lady. How you doing? And okay, let's get to the show here.
Wow.
Are you tired yet?
No,
Well, let's give you a rest.
I love this part.
I bought you
Domo
something.
Kiwanis, Andrew.
God.
You just came on. How are you, Andrew?
Something for Valentine's Day.
Oh.
It's some kind of special thing for your phone. You know me, I don't know how to work it, but tell me what it is. But anyway,
speaker?
yeah.
Oh,
Isn't
thank
that
you,
kind
hon.
of cute?
Look at this. It's cute. I thought it was like a mirror for my shaving.
Well, it does look
She's trying
like
to
a
tell me
mirror.
something.
I buy
All right.
things. I don't know. I don't know what it
She
is.
never knows what she buys. She
But
just
I
sees
know
whatever's
he'll
in
like
there.
it.
That's
It
for
almost
Greg.
looks like an
Yeah.
old-fashioned
Does it?
folder phone.
Right?
You know? Hello?
So I thought you would
That's
like
Yeah,
that.
thank you, love.
You're welcome. See, it says Greg. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Aw.
You don't like
Very
the
Thank you,
song?
love.
Welcome
Very
back. Okay.
Welcome back.
So good to have you back.
Thank you, love. I appreciate
So
it.
Ed, what's
out.
happening with the real estate? Everybody's selling their house,
Yeah,
right?
Well,
the
they
market's
should be.
crazy. The market's crazy now.
They should be selling their houses right now. So basically, nationally, we have historically low levels of inventory right now, which is amazing. So the demand is so pent up for buyers right now. It's hard to find homes that don't have multiple offers and bidding wars right now.
Yeah, I know. My nephew just put his house up. He got 4 offers in like 2
Wow.
Yeah,
days.
it's quick.
And the
Yeah,
interest
very
rates,
quick right now.
the
everybody's
interest
talking about
rates are
that.
very low.
Yeah,
It's like
interest
there's not enough
rates.
houses on the market to.
Yeah, so basically interest rates are below 3% currently, which is tremendous because in the long term, most people don't realize or appreciate how much money goes to interest in your mortgage payment.
Yeah.
If they really pay attention to that, they'll be more likely to be inclined to take advantage of the low rates right now. And we have no inventory on the island right now. So if anyone out there
Wow.
Isn't
wants
that
to sell their
something?
home, reach out to myself or a trusted realtor out there because now's the time to maximize the value on your home. You know, there probably has not been a better time for sellers ever, which is a pretty bold statement.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, because the
unbelievable.
neighbor turned around and said that they wanted to sell their house, and I said, now if you want to sell, it's a great time to sell. But then he turns around and he goes, if I sell, then I can't buy, which made sense. If
you're
you
staying in
sell
the
it out,
area.
but you can't buy a house, right?
go.
Right, you need a place to go.
Some people are thinking of renting though.
Well,
Until they get the right house that they want.
Well, renting's a little bit complicated right now because people are still in their apartments because of COVID.
Right.
So there's been a moratorium on evictions in New York State and
Yeah.
most other states right now due to COVID.
Now wait a second.
Now-
You can't evict. What is it? I know. Didn't they say they're backed up till
They're
February?
backed
Yeah,
up
till-
and you're not allowed to.
really?
You're not
Yeah.
allowed to evict anyone now, right?
Yeah, sorry guys, this is great
Really?
timing for the adjustments here, but bear with me.
Yeah, there you go.
So-
Why ruin that hairdo?
yeah,
so
watch
anyway-
that hair.
So anyway, all
crazy.
right, here we go. Am I good on the mic? Awesome. All right, so now basically what's going on with the selling part, you have to have a place to go, of course. Now, if anyone's leaving New York State, now's the ideal time to sell your home for the maximum value here and then go somewhere else. You know, whether it's going to be North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Las Vegas, Nevada, other states that are very popular right now with New Yorkers. So now's a great time to sell your home here for the highest value possible and then buy a home outside of the state.
Those
we all,
houses are going up
Yeah, they're
fast, too,
starting
down
to
there.
everything's
too.
going up. Everything's going up. But fortunately, the values here are still,
Pretty
in most
high.
cases, higher than the
Yeah.
places you would be buying.
Right.
So you still have an advantage there as well. And also keep in mind, there's a lot of people that are leaving other states to go to states in the South, like Georgia and Florida. So you're also competing versus those buyers as well.
But what about the Manhattanites that want to move out to the Hamptons and all that?
Well, they're still coming out to the island.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you have to keep in mind that people who are living in the city right now that might have families,
Mm-hmm.
they are, you know, dealing with elevators and buildings, for example, where if it's a family of 4, you can't get into an elevator if someone's on it. So now you're on the 13th floor in a building.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Now,
It's
well,
really?
COVID restrictions.
right.
So only
Wow.
X
I didn't even
amount
think
of
of
people.
that. You know that?
Yeah, I
So-
didn't think of that
And
either.
an elevator.
It might take you 20 minutes to get down to the lobby in your own
Which
building.
is annoying.
You know, with the COVID restriction, if a family of 4 going down, it's hard.
You'll be late for
So-
work.
Late for everything, late for life. So it's one of those things where there's a lot of people looking to buy in Nassau and Suffolk. It's on fire right now, and that's the only way to explain it's on fire.
The thing
as
with the
far-
city people too that I've noticed when they come out, all those houses that maybe you or I wouldn't find attractive because they're on a corner of a major road or something
Yeah.
like that. The people in New York, they're not concerned about that because that's
Yeah.
you know they're used to all of that. So even those I've seen, even those properties that there's a house right by me that it's 2 doors off of Hicksville Road, and it went like.
Yeah.
You know, and people from the city, people that lived in the city limits bought it because you know they're not going to be concerned with the traffic and they're used to all that.
Yeah, Nia, that's a great point. I mean, buyers from Brooklyn and Queens are accustomed to dealing with more noise.
Yes.
You know, they don't have the peace and quiet that a lot of us on Long Island have
that's
grown
what we're used to.
accustomed to.
You know,
Right.
that was really difficult when I first moved out to the island. And as soon as I moved out to the island, I was sleeping, and I heard a noise and grabbed a weapon, ran outside in my shorts like this, and you thought I was like Serpico, one of those cop things, whatever. And it was a raccoon. And I've never seen a raccoon up close like that. I swear, I mean, Queens, Manhattan, Brooklyn, you don't see raccoons anywhere. The thing was the size of a horse. I was more scared. And the raccoon looked at me like, you better get back in the house. And I did. And I did, yeah. I never
Yeah.
forgot that. It was crazy.
So
Never forgot that.
what do you tell people? If you want to
Well-
move, now's the time, right?
Well, yeah, you have to have a plan in place.
Right.
So that's the important thing. There has to always be a game plan. You know, it's never a good idea to just list your home and have no idea what you're doing next. Because if you do that, you're going to find yourself in a tough position at the end when you come into closing as to where am I going now. And no one wants the unsettled feeling of not knowing where you're going next. We all
Right.
want that peace of mind knowing there's
Yeah.
a roof
Sam,
over our heads, right?
you.
So I think one great thing with Next Home is we have almost 500 offices across the United States. So if someone wants to leave Long Island and go somewhere else, we can help coordinate that move for you and help you identify a really great broker in Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Nebraska, wherever you want to go, we have it covered.
Really?
Yeah,
And
there's-
even
Nice.
there was somebody asking, as what's going on, what's going to happen with the eviction of houses over the mortgages that are due. Will there be a massive foreclosure?
So that's a great question. And so we're not going to have the same kind of a foreclosure crisis we had in 2008. So if I have a minute or two, I can explain the reason why. So in 2008, everyone was buying homes on no document loans, which basically means Eddie's the loan officer at the bank. I say, Eddie, I make $500,000 a year. He says, great, sign this paper that says you make that much money, and no one verified the income. And you have people buying homes they could not afford, with oftentimes adjustable rate mortgages where the rates were going to go up after 3, 5, 7, or 10 years. And people are put into really bad
Yeah.
financial positions by predatory lending and just their own greed, possibly, that they wanted a bigger home, but they truly could not afford it. So right now, with the mortgages, you have to verify all of your income. You can't qualify for a mortgage the same way you could going back 15 to 20 years ago. That's the one big factor. So the other factor is that a lot of people have taken forbearances, and not everyone needed to take a forbearance. Some took it as a financial strategy in some cases. And in other cases, if they really did take the forbearance because they needed that time period, that break, it's that now the values of homes have gone up so much, they still have equity in the homes. Where in 2008, people had loans they couldn't afford, and they bought a house for $550, and now it's worth $520. So you're upside down. If you bought a house 5 years ago for $600, and now it's worth almost $7 because of the market going up over the past 5 years, then you still have that equity. So you still have room to maneuver where you can avoid foreclosure and the negative ramifications of going into foreclosure. So there's a lot of differences in the market.
Yeah, it's a lot. People are ready to fly. They're ready to fly out of here. Some of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah, the
the
state-
cost of living here is incredibly high.
Yeah, it's-
You know,
It's easy if you're working out of the house or something, but
Right.
people who have jobs or, good jobs up here, it's hard if, let's say, you want to move down to Florida. So you got to first
Right.
find something, and the jobs are not. I lived down there for 10 years. So
You know,
Yeah,
I turn
it's
around and
different.
I see
A
all
lot
the things.
different.
I see all the things that have happened in the city, where everything was rented, and now all these buildings, commercial. I mean, everything. It's empty.
Empty.
So is that ever gonna? I mean, everyone's working remotely from home. Is that ever gonna happen? Where is it going to transition back to the way it used
Yeah,
to be?
all the office
I mean, I got to
buildings.
tell you, a lot of people, a friend of mine has a financial firm, and all the employees are home. And he turned around, he goes, "I'm not going back." He goes, "I was paying, I think he was paying like $20,000 a month." But I mean, he was making the money. He goes,
Just
but,
rent.
right? Just rent. We're not
Yeah.
even talking about anything
Not
else. Just
including
rent.
other
We're not talking about
expenses, yeah.
phone, electricity. $20,000 a month. Think about it. And he goes, now everybody's home.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't have to. I mean, but he's fighting with the landlord now. Over what's what's going to happen. But he goes, I'm not going back. He goes, why do I have to go back? So in a situation like that,
So there's a couple of things that people don't really take into account when they see this work from home movement. This work from home movement actually started before COVID.
Oh, yes.
So companies were doing a lot of extensive research before COVID to try and find out, are my employees as productive at home versus coming to the office? And there's a lot of different shared workspaces in offices and more flexible environments. So this has accelerated that process over time. The other thing is that a lot of people don't realize the impact of the commuters on the economy of New York City. So like you said, Greg, a lot of those retail stores are open. it's going to require a lot of creativity to try and find out how to use those spaces, because when someone comes into work, they're spending $15 on breakfast. They spend $20 on lunch. They go for drinks after work, dinner after work. They work 12 hours a day in the city. They commute 1 hour each way. That's 14 hours. So they're seeing their barber in the city. They're seeing their hairstylist, their nail salon. They're also going to their doctor appointments in the city.
Even the MTA.
Whether-
Well, you know, see, I
No, go
don't
ahead.
really take trains that much, but I remember years back getting on the Long Island Railroad that they had an alcohol thing.
The
a
bar
card.
Yeah,
card.
they have a
Yeah.
bar
I
card.
didn't
Yes.
know
Yeah.
that. I
Oh,
never-
yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And it's like
yeah.
the thing was packed, and I was like, "Whoa, I never knew this."
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
So, and they said they saw such a drop in that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
because now
everybody
that, you know, a lot
lost.
of people are home now. So,
So
I mean,
it-
I
it's
kind of like
everything.
that going home. You go right there. I swear, I
Oh,
never knew they had it.
Yeah.
Well, you don't travel the train
No,
that
not anymore.
often.
Yeah, anymore. Yeah.
Oh, my husband used to
But
make
there's
sure
a-
he got on the bar card.
So there's a lot of other businesses that are
There's
getting
a-
destroyed because of
Yeah.
that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And the restaurants. So a lot of the restaurants are only surviving because of the PPE money.
Right.
So-
and now they're giving $5,000 to every restaurant if they go apply for this additional thing. It's
five-
not
five-
enough.
five-
First of all, yeah.
$5,000,
I mean,
I
but you know what?
Not
5
gonna
grand better
do
than nothing,
anything,
but it's
yeah.
not really. Yeah. And you know what?
Yes.
To apply for that, I swear to you, you have to see the amount of paperwork you have
Yeah.
to fill out, and most of the time they do that intentionally to discourage you.
Yeah.
They really do, because I'm
makes
telling you, I
sense.
looked at it just being as a small business owner here. It must have been like 7 pages. When I tell you questions,
Wasn't worth
they
it.
want to ask you everything about your firstborn.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, for that, I'm like, forget it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to take time to come back, and we'll see in what way it comes back as well. It's going to be a different place.
Yes.
And the one thing that I could be wrong in this regard, however, when the city had some really tough days in the 70s and the early 80s, at the different time periods then, you had to be in New York City to make money because the stock exchange was there. You had to have your seat there. You physically had to be here to earn the money. Now you have an iPhone, you can
That's
day
it. Yeah,
trade
that's it. You
all
get it.
day
Yeah.
through multiple apps
So true.
and still make your money and still communicate. So it's going to be interesting how New York City adjusts and pivots and comes back over time, and if it will come back as strong as it once was. It's going to be really interesting.
So how do you want people to reach you? Everywhere? I know you have so many different locations.
Facebook, Instagram, Next Home All Island.
Next home on
So
All Island.
516-659-4323.
And he always answers his phone.
I
Oh,
try
He
and answer my
does.
phone as many
Only when she
times a
calls,
day as
right?
possible.
He does. He's very
You call me
loyal.
Greg, I answer on the
I know,
first
I know,
ring.
I know.
Valentina, 2 or
But
3.
That's what I mean. 2 or 3, no, 5
Yeah.
or 6. Or next. No, I'm kidding.
He's
No,
loyal.
you know, it's very important to stay on top of everything if you can. So I try and answer phone calls, texts, emails as quickly as possible because otherwise you get overran by them.
Yeah, and we refer a lot of people to you. And he helps
Yeah.
not only real estate people, he knows people all over. He has an answer for everything.
Yeah, so we pretty much, I mean, over the years of just building contacts and surrounding yourself with good people, you have a lot of different referrals to offer, whether it's contractors, whether it's like Dana Molinelli from Limos, Long Island,
Yes,
was looking
she's
for
a
a
doll.
plumber this morning.
Oh, she called you this morning?
No,
Yeah.
well, yeah. So there's always people that you can help out in different ways. So it's not
Yes.
only the real estate; it's whatever it is. We're happy to help.
Yeah.
Frankie Sands right said he goes, no mid-sized company is going back to eating $150,000 a month rent when now they could, you know, keep the money in their pockets and work, you know, remotely at home.
Yeah.
Which is true.
That's true.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that they're commenting exactly on
Yeah,
what
it's,
you said.
it's a lot. It's a lot of expense that they're saving right now, and also the employees have grown accustomed to.
Being home in their
Being home.
pajamas.
Yeah.
So if
Right.
someone,
It's
if you've
true.
been home for
It's
a
true.
year, and now you're happy with your wife and kids at home, and now someone says come back to the office 5 days a week.
Exactly. And
You've
some
been-
of them are not even in their pajamas. They're
Yeah,
in their birthday
they're in
suits.
less. Yeah.
See, she's always
And
got
you know
to
that
she's
how?
always got to take it to
I
the next
wanna know
level.
how
We're
she
talking
knows
about
that.
work. She's talking about being naked at
Investigative
home.
reporting.
Investigative.
Really? You see what I'm talking about? Everything relates to sex with this woman.
No, that's not
Everything
true.
relates to something
This-
sexual.
Not really.
Oh,
not really.
Lord Jesus, Mary, Joseph.
Not really.
But
So
anyway.
how was your Valentine's
Thank
Day,
you.
Eddie?
It was wonderful. I spent it with you.
Oh, how lucky you were. I have
Wow.
a drink right now.
Tell us more.
Really? Yeah, tell us.
Oh my
How did that end up?
You worked hard.
Hey, look, there you go.
You
See,
worked
look.
hard.
Again.
It wasn't
Again, you
easy.
see
I'm
what I'm
giving
talking
all my
about?
secrets away.
There you go.
So Eddie, your wife just texted. Explain the with you part.
All right.
Well, luckily she was there
She
too.
was
She likes,
there,
she
so-
likes, you know. Well, I won't
That's
get
why you're
into
working
that.
so hard.
Look, Richard goes X-rated Zoom calls for this one.
Yeah.
She just started an
Oh,
X-rated
my
Zoom
God.
site.
And what about you, Starlight? What did you do for Valentine's Day?
I went to dinner
say
with
it was
a
with me.
couple of friends
Yeah.
of mine, and
You were
we
there
had a
too? I
lovely
didn't see you.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah, it
Because I
was-
usually don't miss things.
yeah. No, I.
Okay.
But it was lovely. We had a lovely time. So
Well, that's
it was
great.
good. Yes.
Now the
everything was
outfit.
a good-
Let's get with the outfit.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
talk
am I
about
now?
it. Woo!
Well,
This
you know,
is my
I
nurse.
helped the doctor operate.
Okay. Yeah, did you ever see that? There was a movie with Tom Cruise, and he was a race car driver.
Yeah, Days of Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt that was going to be something where the nurse was going to throw me up against the wall and frisk me.
Yeah.
If anybody saw that, that's all I'm going to say.
I could do
I
that.
said, oh. No, you need to see what she did. Not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying.
But Greg, that one important part. She was not a nurse.
Yeah, but that one was a police officer, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You forgot, right? That was a police
They're,
officer.
they're really
Yeah.
the movie buffs here.
Yeah, that was a
No,
good
so
one.
no, we have to have laughter, and
That's it.
a lot of people have gotten to know. I'm a comedian's dream, you know, and I say that because if something strikes me funny, I laugh. It just
That's
and,
great.
and it's sorry, his ears just blew up. But yeah, I'm that kind of, and then comedians love me, and I love to tell this little story, if I may.
Sure.
The late great John Panette, remember him?
Yeah.
Big guy would always do his things about food, you
Got
know.
thrown out of all the Chinese restaurants.
Yeah.
What is it?
The owner was very rude. He came around every hour.
No, those all you can eat. He was a big guy. Did you know
Yeah,
him?
he was a big guy.
Oh, he's
yeah.
funny.
Oh, he was.
He was
He
so
was on the
funny.
last episode of Seinfeld. He was the
Wait,
good
which guy was this?
Samaritan. They didn't
John
help.
Panette.
John Panette.
The
If I see
China-
him up, I'll know him.
Very,
That's a good
very
name.
funny.
Guy, you know,
Okay.
Very
heavy
funny.
set guy, but-
You know, so I gotten hooked onto him through serious comedy channels, and then he was going to be at Governor's in the big room, and I would parrot all of his stuff to my friends, and my friends all became fans of his. So about 8 of us got tickets, you know, and you know how you sit, so we right there, and the stage is right there, and he's doing his thing, and I'm laughing, I'm just having a great time, and from the stage he goes, "Hey, lady, you got a good laugh. I should take you on the road with me," because he had that kind of voice, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go." But it's like I can't help it, and it's, you know, it just, so that's through that. Even I work with a couple of other comedians sometimes too, and because I go to their shows. As a matter of fact, there was oh God, when a place called the Mousetrap was in Amityville for a while. Tommy Marr and them, they had their own radio station, and I was a guest on the radio station, and then another time, the host Benny wanted me to come on the show, but not like be seen, just be on the side and just
Laugh.
to
Just
laugh
really?
at anything I found funny.
You just
So
scared
I
the
said
hell out of
I
me if you
want
would've-
billing as the unknown laugher. Okay, that's now I am the unknown laugher. So yeah, so I just went and I sat on the side, and anything that's you know, just did my thing.
That's pretty neat, though.
There it
There
is.
is a-
That's a natural
I
one.
can't help it. I
There's-
guess
there's a
it
guy-
just-
great.
it
I got to
just
tell you,
flies.
there was a guy, and he's a Kiwanian, a really nice guy. And when the guy would laugh, I thought he was kind of like making fun of, you know, people, and he laughs with a like.
Oh, like
a-
it wasn't
like a
really funny,
Yeah,
sarcastic.
like, but that was his real laugh. And the guy would like vibrate the table. I mean, the guy really, and he was a big guy. I was like, is this guy for real?
I
Yeah.
got my first break in being in a play in high school because of my laugh. And I'll never forget, I so wanted to be on the stage. I wanted to be on the stage. And the big thing was the senior play. And it was like, honest to God, if I didn't get in that senior play, I would have just died. I wanted so much.
So
to
what'd you
be
do in
it.
the play? What were you in the play?
I was Ado Annie. No, Ado Annie was the role I wanted. I was cast as Gertie Cummings in Oklahoma, and she was the one that was trying to steal Curly from the girlfriend and all, but she was supposed to have a crazy kind of laugh. So we were all up on the stage, and the director went one by one on the tryouts. You know, you had to give a laugh, and I don't know what came out of my mouth. I gave the laugh. Everybody that was in the place waiting to try out, they were like, "Wah!" And I took the curtain. I went. I was like, "Oh my God!" I got the part. I got the part
great.
of
And the
Gertie
rest is
Cummings,
history,
all
right?
because
Well,
of the laugh.
Not for nothing, but that's what got you the part. In
You didn't know that. Now you know.
I
There you go.
knew it.
Now you know. There you go.
So when are we going to actually, see the entire kind of troupe?
Oh, speak to the doctor here.
Yes, doctor. What are we
Just
doing?
a few more things. I need a couple more characters, and I mean characters.
Okay, gotcha.
And just a few things that I got to get done.
Okay,
before-
so-
it'll probably take a couple of months.
Okay, well, this is great. So you're actually called, like you have a name other than this music doctor?
I am the
like
music doctor,
Okay.
but that's my alter ego, and I'll probably use my alter ego even on my regular gigs now. And
Okay.
they can, just to promote the show,
Right.
and get everything out there.
That's
Bob
Great.
Bob sends his love. He goes, great, you got to say hello. So Bob said to send
Yeah,
his
he
love.
Hey,
wanted,
Bob.
he wanted you.
Bob,
He wanted to
yeah.
come down and see you, but he's
Yeah.
waiting for the COVID to clear.
You didn't expect this, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
When Eddie pitched this idea to me, would I be interested? First of all, the honor of working with Eddie Sessa. That's a given right there, but through comedy and music, yes,
It's healthy.
He's got the right. It's healing. It's what heals people, and we're gonna do everything we can to make you feel better. Right, doctor?
You got it.
Well,
Yeah.
the only constant in life is change.
That's right.
And you know what? Everybody should embrace change. Because, look, I'm even doing it now, and I hate change. I'm embracing
Yeah,
change.
that's for sure.
That's a big deal for me.
It
But
is.
if everybody embraces change in your life, in your business, whatever, things you eat, things you like, don't like, it's a good idea.
Are you
know,
guys
I-
familiar with Mike Marino, the comedian?
I do know
Yes.
the name.
Yeah, great comedian, and he does a show. He's got his own show on Facebook also, and he invited me on the show, which I'm hoping to get on pretty soon, and talk about this show also. But I'd love to work with Mike in some way, and I've seen him many a times. Great comic. I think he's one of the top guys in the country right now.
So you know what they
if
say.
you don't know Mike, look him
Gotta
up.
look
Mike
him up.
Marino, Making America Italian Again.
Is that the name of it? Is that the name?
Yeah. But he does a show live from my mother's basement. He's funny enough.
that must be
I
good.
like
So
that.
He's always
gotta
got
look that
great
up.
people on the show, and you got to look him up. Mike Marino, great
Well,
guy.
they say, somebody taught me something this week about manifesting. I never knew what it meant. Do you? Yeah, well,
To
if you
make
really
happen.
want something, you take it, you put it on a piece of paper, and you put it in your bedroom. Well, not your bedroom, any room.
You have no room in your bedroom.
I put it at my bedroom window, but you could put it in any part of your house, and and if something to that thing happens, then you take a pen and you add something else. I never did that before. I'm doing it.
Eddie, you got Kevin Daniel. He turns around and he goes, if he was up in New York, he'd like to be one of your characters.
Oh, he's a character, right?
And then George Barbaro, he goes, I'm definitely a character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a
You
lot
know
of
what?
characters.
You were just talking about change. I always say people can't change. Because you know what? No, because you know what they say? At the age of 5 years old, you look at a child, that's exactly the temperament the child is going to have for the rest of their lives. That's what they say, studies. I always say it's all about control, meaning because it's like, look, I know I have a temper. Not many people see that.
He
But
has
a
a
long time ago,
temper?
yeah, but my temper used to really, really be like, I would really bark at you. Well, the first thing that I do, and I've said it many times before, when I get upset, the first thing I want to bark. But I just stop, and I'm like, don't even do it. So I look at it as a form of controlling yourself because it's always in us, no matter what you do. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're a road rager, whatever it is. Like I used to have that road rage, and I used to drive. So I'm driving 18 hours, and a guy gets really close. Meanwhile, you're fighting with the next guy just to go 3 inches. You know what I mean? I mean, how stupid. You're not going anywhere. But you got to get in there. You got to get in there.
Yeah.
And next minute, I'm jumping out of the car, jumping on somebody's hood. Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous, but
But when you're saying control, actually what you're doing is you're controlling your emotions, which is causing the change. And the reason I say that,
right.
if I didn't make changes in my life, I wouldn't be sitting here with you right now. When I grew up in a real strict Italian family, where kids were told, kids are meant to be seen, not
See,
heard.
right. Yeah.
I was lucky I ever said 2 words by the time I was 10 years old. So I was really muzzled for a long time. And it took me a long time to get past that. I mean, people, even through high school, a lot of my high school friends who see me sing now and everything, they say, "You sing? We never even heard you talk." So I was like, it took me a long time to get past. I had to force myself into talking in front of groups, and this and that. And so it never came easy, but you got to say, is this what I want out of life, or do I want more out of life? And if you want more out of life, you got to go after it, and you got to make those changes.
You almost have to go in the uncomfortable zone.
Exactly.
That's the
Which
way
is what
that-
I'm even doing
yeah,
now.
exactly.
Every part I've ever played, I played parts in a movie, and in the singing, wherever I was and what I did, I always got that. Oh, he's got to be with the mafia. Look at that, he's a gangster. But So I says, I'm
He's
going to
so
go
woman
totally
friendly.
out of this. I'm going to get out of this,
Stereotype
place that
kind
they
of thing,
put me,
yeah.
right? So I came up with this craziness, I says, they can't say, "Oh, look, he's got to be a mobster right now."
Well,
right,
Eddie,
right.
But it's not my comfort zone.
Right, so
but I
you have to
enjoy
learn.
it.
Right.
when I met you like about a month ago here, and we agreed to come on the show together, and we got snowed out twice.
Yeah.
So I was thinking Eddie Sessa, the country star, Eddie Sessa, the rapper. Eddie
A lot of
Sessa.
SSs, right? Yeah, a lot, right?
No, I was thinking of Eddie Sessa, like the '80s pop dance diva. I was, like,
Just go
I was thinking along those lines.
With
And
his
I was
MC Hammer
never-
pants.
Right,
Exactly,
I'm
the
telling
big
you.
pants. Yeah, the big Aladdin pants. I never had the expectation in a million years to be the doctor. It's a great vibe though.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. And people really need it right now.
Jamie Dury said, "Ask Eddie how many times I've reinvented myself."
Oh, wow.
Well, she's a woman at my heart. That's great.
Yeah, great advice, Eddie.
And when you talk about when you're doing the things online too, and in over the summer, and again when places were closed, I needed to sing. I said because it makes me feel whole. So
You can sing?
Right.
I mean, really?
Oh, I sing.
Oh,
sure.
you
Oh,
joke.
like-
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
No,
Okay,
that's what I do.
yeah,
I'm an
okay.
entertainer. I'm a
You
singer.
sing
You're a
too?
star, darling.
I sing.
You gotta make that stuff.
That's
Hey.
my main.
I
thing.
did not know that.
So I set up my equipment on my front porch, and I'm on a corner, and I just started singing,
And you put a cup out there, right?
No, and people would be driving by and they'd be tooting their horns. Even the kids from the neighborhood that were riding the bikes and doing this, they're going, ah!
That's funny.
and then the neighbor across the street, the kid was jumping up and down on the. They got like a little trampoline in the back of the kid's head. It's, do you know any Beatles? There's some Beatles, But yeah, and then I was getting little messages from my neighbors saying, "Oh my God, you brightened our weekend.
That
It was
is
so-
nice,
It was
yes.
so nice, and then when it started to get cold, they said, "You're going to be out there this week." I said, "It's too cold now," But yeah, they
That's
loved
terrific,
it, and
yeah.
it was great.
Music
great.
is so powerful.
Yes.
It really
It really
is.
is.
They
It
brought
really
their
is.
chairs
No,
and
you-
sat
no.
on my front lawn.
I'm sure every
great.
one of us
Cool.
here will say that you've been driving in your car or something, and a song comes on the radio, and you're listening, and all of a sudden it brings you back
Yeah.
immediately
that's right.
to a certain part
That's
right.
in
That's
your
right.
in your past.
Memories.
The
Yes.
memories, and you'll end up singing and dancing when you're driving, But it brings you and makes you really feel good. There's songs that can do that to anybody. That's why I give out my prescriptions, my RX.
Okay, so what
you
are
know.
they? Okay.
And well, I have to do an exam first.
I
First
think
I
they need to
examine
make you a prescription
Oh.
pad.
You see, first
We're
I
gonna have to make you a
I
prescription
can't
pad
take that
with the
off right
name
here.
of your
Hold on,
business
I'll
on
make
it.
this an easy.
Ah.
Let me see.
There you go. And then you got to smack her like that, just to make sure she can hear you.
I got just a thing for you. Yeah. I give you as a prescription.
I know what I need.
Somebody took my.
Okay, here we go again. You see what I'm talking about? The guy's trying to examine it, and this is what she's talking about.
Okay.
You
What
do that every day, you'll be okay.
okay.
All right.
That's
But music,
good.
That's how it works.
music really heals the heart and soul. You know? But
Absolutely.
you throw in laughter, which is the best medicine. They say it, and you got something that will make everybody feel good. And this show really will. It's a feel good show.
No, we
You know.
can't
Which is-
wait.
Can't wait to come see it.
That's
Can't
right.
wait.
Right.
I
And when
can't
is
wait
this
to
gonna
get
be?
it
When-
on the
when is
road.
this?
Like I
Next
said,
year?
probably a couple
So-
of months. I'm hoping to get it ready.
Okay,
and
good.
and then hopefully when the theaters open up, we
Great.
can get booked into the theaters. And
So we
and
can have a
start doing
small
it.
opening here.
We can
Oh,
do a small
absolutely.
They
opening.
call,
yeah.
they call that a soft
A
opening.
soft,
A
Yeah.
soft opening. I got a few places in mind for a soft opening.
Yeah.
So
Very nice. Very nice.
And this way we could fine tune.
That's right.
Yes, a fine
Yeah, and you
tuning.
take a little criticism if you want. Sometimes
Yeah.
people
What
give you
What
criticism?
advice.
works, what doesn't
No,
work,
people
what
do.
works
There you go.
I hate to
That's
tell
this
you.
one. There you go.
People,
No
not
There's
mine.
killer-
I don't.
killer
But
over
people
here.
criticize a lot. Trust me, I get notes.
All right.
They criticize you.
Well,
I know.
I think it's, I think
Not
it's
us. They criticize you.
And you have to make like even when I'm entertaining in a restaurant, I write up little parodies in my head, and I just did a little. And it was a Beatles song, the song Chains.
Chain.
No, that's
No, I don't know that
Aretha.
song.
That's Aretha.
Chains, I can't get away from these chains because they're not.
Oh,
just
that's good. Yeah, I like that
remember
one.
that song? So I said, this go, and I'd say, roots. My hair is growing out at the roots, and it ain't the color I want you to see. Oh, these gray roots of mine putting age on me. Yeah.
I like that. So you can put music to anything.
Oh yeah. Like,
A
because
story?
The salons were all closed. I said, I gotta tell you, pretty baby, I dig the salon. But now that they're closed, these roots keep growing long, long, long. These roots. Yeah. So
I love it.
Yeah, and I would just do a little bit of it, just to change things up.
That's terrific. Oh, can't wait. This is great.
I just need this thing to be over with.
Yeah.
That's all this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, it
amen.
is.
You
It
know?
really is a living nightmare. It really
It
is.
is.
It's
It
like,
is.
What you said about the songs, though, too. It kind of makes me a little sad because it brings me back to a place where we go in
We didn't
mass
have to
and-
worry
and-
about
and
it.
see,
Right.
And you'd all be in groups and you'd be at, the places dancing and all that. And it's like all of a sudden,
yeah.
It's very true.
vacuum and just got sucked
And
up
then
in
think
this
about the
song.
children too.
Oh,
And what
yeah.
they're going through, and
Not being
what
in
the
school to socialize,
Yes.
and do their sports and all,
and having to be
all of
taught
that.
how to
Yeah.
stay safe, which is one
Hey,
of
you
our.
went to school?
Yeah.
For singing? Anything like that?
No.
No.
You just had the talent.
Which
He's a natural
I
talent.
found later on in life, But, I never went to school for it. Matter of fact, I never went to school, period.
I didn't want to go there. I mean, I was talking about music.
I was just telling the story yesterday.
And he's a doctor now.
Yeah, I know, right?
I finished the military school, high school. I went to military school. Right? So then I went on to Loyola University in Chicago. But I only lasted about, 7 months over there. Of course, I was supposed to be taking tests. And instead, I decided it was a good idea to go to Las Vegas.
Oh, that sounds good.
And unfortunately, back then, in those days, Las Vegas wasn't what it was today. It was, there was several casinos along the Strip and everything. But everybody knew everybody in Vegas, and my father was well known in Vegas, and I'm a junior, so we share the same name. Well, anyway, I finish my trip in Vegas. I go back to school, and I call home. Says, "Hey, Mom," she goes, "You bum." I said, "How can you talk to me like that? I'm at school. You're studying. What are you studying? The dice tables?" And I said, I guess they found out.
Yeah.
I didn't know how, so I says, "Okay." So I took a little trip. Yeah, well, your father found out, and if he
you're
knew I
still
was
alive.
telling you, we'll
Oh,
both
my
be
God.
dead.
Oh.
He says, so. She says he wants to see if you're going to tell him. Now this was like a few weeks before I go home for Thanksgiving holiday, so I had to sweat it out until then. I get home, and my father had an Italian restaurant at the time in Queens. So I go to have lunch with him. I'm sitting with him. He says, he says, "How's things going?" I says, "Good, good." He says, What's new? He says, nothing much. How you doing in school? Okay. I said, but you're not going to believe what I did, you know. So I know he knows, you know, but he doesn't know that I know he knows. So he says, oh, yeah, what'd you do? I said, I took a little trip. I took a little trip. Where'd you go? I went to Las Vegas. He says, you had a good time? He says, yeah. I see, he had like a little twinkle in his eye. Like, that's my son, you know. But at the same time, he goes, good, because your college days are over and I get to work.
Really? Oh my
And I
God.
busted my ass ever since.
And you did, and that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, and you're
Hey,
very
some
popular.
people are meant for school. I was not meant for school.
Yeah,
I like
always
to
say-
study what I like to study.
I always say C meant career, D meant diploma. But I couldn't bring those grades home, so I was always a straight A student. I really was, and I hated but I hated school. I really, really hated school, and I've said this numerous of times that I would listen on Thursday, and the only day of the week I would listen is on Thursday because Thursday was review for Friday, it's test. So I would listen to, you know, pay attention and get a 90, 95, whatever, and I pretty much went through school like that. And to do a book report, I never read a book. I would grab a
Well,
book
'cause
like
you were
that.
intelligent, you were
that's
easy.
no, that's not it. No, I would grab the book right here, say 300-400 pages, whatever it is. We would have to do a book report on. I would read the first 10 pages, the middle 20, the last 10, and I would just create the book report when I get an A. But when you go to college, it doesn't work like that.
That's very
You know?
good.
You got to really read. You really got to read.
Yeah. Oh, speaking
You
of
know?
reading, everybody, we have a sponsor today, my sister, who wrote 2 books for children, Great Easter Gift. Masks everywhere. Teaches children from 2 years old to 6 years old what to do. Great book, and also Something is Different. It teaches them what is different and what you need to do different when you're a child. And there's nothing like this because it's hand drawn, and it's easy for a child to look at it and really see what you need to do as a kid. So again, Liz Box, QS2 Training. Thank you. My sister always supporting the show.
That's right. She's
And
great.
it's a great Easter gift to put in the basket. You could call me, and they're only $10.
Wow.
Well,
It's a
we're
great
coming
gift.
close to the end. I got to give a quick little shout out to Anne Marie. How are you? Wait, John Couples, Steve Gaffner. Steve, I love you. Thank you so much. Really, he's a great friend. Really
Johnny
nice.
Couples is a
Morris,
great entertainer.
Oh, Johnny, yeah.
Diane Ballack. Oh my God, Diane. I haven't seen Diane in maybe like 25 years. Diane, how are you, sweetie? I hope all is well. I hope the family's doing well. We have Frank. I want to say hello to Morris, Claudia. We have John, Anne Marie. I know I'm going to miss a few people. Francis, David Rothman. How are you? Our past distinguished governor. Heidi, how you doing, sweetie? I'm waiting to come over to eat because you know she's a great cook. Gina, how are you, love? LIR's coming soon. I think it's in the beginning of next month, just to let you know. Then we have Beatrice, John, another John R. Elgis, then the residential artist. How are you, sweetie? How you doing, Taz? Phil, how you? Robert Fuhr, Morris Sender, Morris, when Jamie. I know I had Louise. I didn't want to miss you last time. I'm sorry. I apologize. And did I miss anybody else? I don't think I missed anybody else. If I did, I'm sorry. And Roberta,
She's
Roberta,
such a
Carrie
doll.
Ann. I'm
Roberta
sorry.
the
How are you,
best.
Carrie Ann?
Love
And
Roberta.
Christine Baker. I didn't say hello. And that's it for now.
Well,
And I want to say
All
thank
right.
you.
That's it.
Really.
Really, you got
Thank
some
you so much,
people
guys.
really
Thank
waiting
you.
for you.
Well,
Thank you so much, guys, for
Just one last thing, Greg,
Yes.
to leave off on, is that we're all discussing how times have changed and how our lives are different and how they aren't the same. And Nina mentioned going to large groups and so on, and going to concerts or going anywhere,
Lord,
really.
I miss it so bad.
So the one thing to keep in mind is that helps me get through a day, no matter how bad the day might seem. No matter how bad it is, someone's having a worse day than you.
yeah.
True.
Oh, that's
so,
right.
So be
agree,
grateful
I
for what you
agree.
have
Amen.
while you
Yes.
have it, because life can change quick. And if your day's bad, someone's at a wake or a funeral, someone's in the hospital with a loved one,
I
someone
agree.
got into a bad car accident. So I just always try and keep that in mind.
It's very true.
Yeah.
And it keeps me very level. Like Greg said, you can lose your temper sometimes, lose
Yeah.
patience. Just trying to keep that perspective is very, very
You know,
helpful.
real quickly
Absolutely
before
right.
we end
Well
the show
said.
here, my father took me one time to the hospital. I don't know something. It turns out he says, "Listen, I have to go visit a friend." Went to Mount Sinai Hospital, and that's where I was born. And and we went to the ICU unit, blah, blah, blah. We saw a friend of his, and the guy was all tricked up, couldn't even speak. And as he was talking to him, I mean, of course, the guy, he just opened his eyes, and it was just a friend that got into a bad accident. And then after we left him, then we went to another person, and then as we're walking through, the ICU unit, finally we get into the car and we're driving home, and I was upset about something, and he turned around and he said, he goes, "You still upset?" And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, "See, think about it." He goes, "You think you're upset?" He goes, "You know how lucky you are? Right now we're back in this car." He goes, "Did you just see what we just saw?" He goes, "Always, just like you were saying, somebody else has it worse than you.
Yep.
And no matter how bad you think things are, it's true. I mean, I could sit there and I'd say, all right, so I'm up to 4 heart attacks. My uncle turns around and says to me, 'You're not a real man until you get 6 heart attacks.'"
Oh my
So I
God.
turn around, I say, "Wow, I got 2 more. I gotta go.
Two more.
I got 3 to beat him, 2 more to tie him."
I don't think
I'm
so.
like, "Oh, man." But it's true. And even though I've been very fortunate, didn't matter. Even though having 4 heart attacks, I'm still here. I'm with you guys.
Absolutely.
And I got to
It's
tell you
nice
how
to be
lucky,
here with
how lucky I am when I tell you. And just laying in the bed there and watching other people where they can't even talk and they have all these breathing apparatuses on them, and I'm like, and meanwhile I was a little down. I'm a very positive person, so even in there I'm like, well, I know I'm going to be better and I'm getting out, but
Right.
still looking at the next guy, yeah, I'm very, very lucky.
And I was calling people saying, "I need a Greg fix.
Yeah.
I need a Greg fix."
Thank you.
prescription
Yeah,
for
take
you.
my daily dose of music and laughter therapy.
There you go.
That's it.
Well,
So-
everybody's happy
Listen
to
to
have
the
you
doctor.
back.
That's right. Listen to the doctor. So now we have to thank our sponsors. We have QS2 Training Consulting, which is her sis. She's
Yes.
a great woman.
name
Thank
is
you so
Liz
much.
Box.
Liz, that's right. That's right. How are you, Liz? Thank you so much. And she's located at 2270 Grand Avenue in Baldwin. And you can do the next one there.
And we
the next
want to
one.
thank Danny from Casariano,
That's
who
right.
served us so nicely last night as we
Well, he didn't
listened.
serve me, though, but that's okay.
No,
that's
well,
why you
you're
can thank him.
coming as soon as
Okay.
you have a chance. And we got to listen to this great singer and meet his lovely wife. We had a great 2 tables there, and we enjoyed it.
And I want to thank Ed so much from Tranquility Spa.
Oh.
He was asking for me, and Ed, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And they're located at 700 Franklin Avenue for all your massage needs. They're great. They do a great foot massage, neck massage, back massage, every kind of massage you can think of. And then we have to thank Oral Puro, which is Christina and Teddy. Guaranteed, of course, she only goes there for the espresso.
I do.
The guy's got a jewelry
But there's
shop
also-
that's amazing, and she just can I
Well,
just have the espresso?
I
please?"
get-
You can't walk in without him.
No.
ordering
That's it.
your
Yeah,
espresso.
yeah.
But you also get treated very nicely.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Okay.
You're like a queen
Yeah,
bee.
so he's
in
located at
Oral Puro.
1033 Hempstead Turnpike in Franklin Square. And then Prince, which is my account, the guy is great. And he's with Jackson Hewitt, and he's also located at 978 Hempstead Turnpike in Franklin Square. And we want to thank all our guests. Thank you again.
This was a great
I
show,
really
Thanks for having
guys.
us.
You.
And we can't
Always a
wait.
pleasure, always
we
a
can't
pleasure.
wait for the show.
Yeah.
We get front row seats, right?
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
You heard that, right?
Greg, we're
Without
gonna-
a doubt.
Okay.
And
it's
Ed,
gonna be special.
we'll just
Yeah.
keep referring and
Thank you,
hopefully.
That's
Valentina.
it.
Thank you.
That's it.
Yeah.
A man of high integrity
That's
and
right.
morals and a great
Thank you,
family.
buddy.
For all your
man.
real estate needs.
That's the
guy's
guy,
with-
and I put my name on that.
That's
Thank
it.
you, buddy. Thank
We
you.
all put our name on that.
We
Stamp
do.
it with
Terrific
approval.
man.
Thank you, Greg.
Good man.
And next home, that's the real estate to
Thank you, Valentina.
go to. And not only that, he likes to have fun too. I met him at a bar. We met many
We
years
won't
ago.
even talk about that. That's another show. All right.
ho,
So, guys,
ho.
thank you so much.
It's a mini-series.
Yeah, right. I'm telling you. That's right. We're going on
Go.
2 seasons right now in this one. So,
And I
guys,
don't even go to bars,
Yeah.
to tell you the truth. I go to charity events, not
yeah,
bars.
okay. It's easier to pick. No, anyway. Guys, thank you so much. And it's a
It's a wrap.